fun before I talk, and this one, it's a little spiritual humor, they call it. Haha. Chief Samurai, with apologies to those who would never hurt a fly. Oh, this is good. Okay, once upon a time, a powerful emperor of the rising sun advertised for a new chief samurai. After a year, only 3 applied for the job: a Japanese, a Chinese, and a Jewish samurai. Demonstrate your skills, commanded the emperor. The Japanese samurai stepped forward, opened a tiny box, and released a fly. He drew his samurai sword, and whoosh, the fly fell to the floor, neatly divided in 2. Oh, poor Sumo. What a feat, said the emperor. Number 2 samurai, show me what you can do. The Chinese samurai smiled confidently, stepped forward, and opened a tiny box, releasing a fly. He drew his samurai sword, and whoosh whoosh, the fly fell to the floor, neatly quartered. That is a great skill, nodded the emperor. How are you going to top that, number 3 samurai? Number 3 samurai, Obi-Wan Rabbanowitz. Obi-Wan, I like it. Stepped forward, opening a tiny box, releasing 1 fly, drew his samurai sword, and whoosh, flourished his sword so mightily that a gust of wind blew through the room, but the fly was still buzzing around. In disappointment, the emperor said, "What kind of skill is that? The fly isn't even dead." "Dead schmed," replied the Jewish samurai. "Dead is easy, but circumcision? Now that's skill." I like that one, right? It's really good. Okay, so we're talking today about see the good and praise it. Because a lot of times in our teaching, people will say to me, "Well, what do you do?" And I hate to say I'm a minister because they're going, "Ah," and they'll walk away because they think I'm going to try to get them to accept something. And the only thing I'm trying to get people to accept is that when we have positive thinking in our life, I said, I teach positive thinking so that I can inspire you to have a better life. Oh, wow. So it's kind of like that gal that followed you home that day. So some people resonate to it and they believe in it, but I remember when I first got in this teaching, I didn't believe it, really believe it. And then it took a while for me to understand it because I was a negative Nelly. You know, I don't know about you, but I was not raised in a super positive environment. My mom read a lot of psychology books, but she wasn't, you know, here's what I always heard growing up, see if you resonate. We're broke. We have to be careful. Money doesn't grow on trees. You know, all that stuff, right? That our parents said to us, which is really negative affirmations. So what I started to learn was that if I can shift my life around my words and the power of what I say, which is what started to happen. I was thinking about that driving up, that I had a thought about something and it manifested. And as we shift our thinking, as we start to align with Spirit, because we're aligning with God, and that's really what this is about. And we're not teaching you God is somewhere up there. God is within us, and we use that energy in order to shift our lives, and that's really what it's about. So people new to our teaching say, well, you can't ask for what you want. You know, my boyfriend used to say that to me, and I said, yes, you can. Because it's God's good pleasure to give you the kingdom of heaven on earth. And some of the statements in the Bible are just really statements, affirmations that they wrote in order for us to learn and to shift our lives around them. So if you take some of them, it's not about, you know, you're going to burn and go to hell if you don't accept something. Ours is more about we create our own heaven and hell. We create what we desire in our lives. And there's times when we get stuck. Let's say we do have cancer, and I'm sure you had to move through some things in order to shift that.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I can imagine. So I was watching, and I want to give you some examples of this in a large scale. So how many of you watched the Olympics recently, the Winter Olympics? And if you didn't watch them, you know, I don't know if you know much about the Korean people, but I've got a Korean neighbor, and I adore him because he and his son are painters. They work 6 days a week, and those guys are always, always, always busy. And he is such a joyful, happy man, and he's always wavy, you know, when I see him, and he's adorable. But what I didn't know, during the war, and I'm not old enough to remember that, but during the war, they were devastated. And that whole country of Korea was devastated. The ground, everything, and there was nothing there. And what the Korean people, I can't remember the statement that they used, but what the Korean people believe is that, you know what, it can't get better than this, so there must be some good in here somewhere. I mean, essentially, that's what it is. Their belief is that we can create and we can grow and we can have a beautiful country again. And that was the belief and the mindset of the entire population of Korea. Isn't that cool? So instead of being victims, and instead of allowing themselves to cry and moan, which I'm sure they did that too, but they built up their country, and now it is one of the most prosperous countries in the world. And I'm not sure if you knew that or not, but they've got more Rockefeller types over there, and they're trying to actually, you know, get some of these people not to be so, what's the word, abuse their power. So, you know, they really try to keep balance over there. The other thing that I was inspired by in the opening ceremony, you know the difference between North and South Korea, of course. They decided, the athletes from both parts of Korea, to unite together and carry the flag in together.
Wow.
Now that, to me, is an affirmation, and that, to me, is, you know, a practice of here, we're going to show the government, we're going to show that we, the people, want a different thing in our lives. We want something different. We want to unite. We want to come back together. And it was so beautiful. So I loved that because they really inspire a hope for humanity. You know, before those games, you know, everybody's worried about, you know, the leader was going to launch, North Korea was going to launch a missile, and he didn't. Instead, he launched his athletes into the Olympics down there. So that was great. Thank you, God. But that's the reason why I say that statement. You think, oh, well, yeah, it's not going to matter. What we say matters. We are an incredible, powerful energy. And what we say makes a difference. So here, I'm always sending wisdom to the leaders of the world. Because regardless of what we think about these individuals, send them wisdom, okay? Because as we send them wisdom, that's going to shift how they look at life. And if we collectively send that, then we're going to shift the world, aren't we? And that's really what it's about, because one person makes a difference. And Louise Hay would say this for sure. Because if we say one statement at that vibration, and you catch it, and you catch it, it expands around the world. And they've proven this scientifically, which is great. So one of the things that we used to do in class, and it's called Financial Freedom, and it was written by two individuals, and they have a section, and they have these little guys, and it's called Raising and Praising. But before I get into that, I would like our beloved Darylyn to come up and talk about a little bit more about affirmations, because it totally fits. Can I turn this off? About what I'm talking about.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I love affirmations. I live by affirmations. I have had these calendars by Louise Hay. We have some here.
Yes.
If you look in the restroom, there are little pages on the wall. I loved it when I first saw it, when I first came here.
We have them all over.
I'm home because this center resonates those same ideas.
Yeah.
These are old ones from last year. I never throw them away. So I am prepared to share. So who's going to be my runner? You want to be my runner?
Roxy,
Raise your hand.
Roxy will be the runner.
I'm going to read an affirmation. We're going to do this quick. Raise your hand and you can get it. And we have many. All is well.
Too, Roxy?
I do.
Oh
All
my
is
gosh.
well. Everything
Okay,
is working
who wants
out
one?
for my
Who wants
highest good.
Oh, you're giving them away?
We're giving them away.
Out of this
Yeah,
situation, only good will come. I am safe. Who wants that?
Raise your hand.
I do.
Okay. Here's another one. I am in a harmonious relationship with life.
Ooh.
Okay, here's another one. I
Nice
handle
hand.
authority with ease. I am always respected in return.
Oh, I'll
Here's
take it.
another.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Okay.
I got it.
I now feel my body getting healthier and my mind more optimistic.
That's me.
All
Okay.
right.
Forgiving others is the first step for my own inner peace.
Oh.
Who needs to forgive others? They all have beautiful artwork too. Working together is part of the purpose of life. I am learning about love at my job. I love the people I work with.
Oh.
There's a tour. You can even make up your own. Now what I can't bear to throw these out. These are all from last year, and I get a new calendar every year. It's called I Can Do It.
Yes.
It's on Hay House website.
Right.
I give them to my children as Christmas gifts. They know their mom loves them. I also, every time I pay a bill or write a birthday card or send an email, I take an old one. I usually choose it with a cute picture or the right thing for somebody. And not that I would suggest what they need to do, but I wouldn't do that. And I fold it up and put it around my check when I pay my phone bill or my gas bill or anything. So I always think somebody somewhere is opening the mail. I imagine it's a live human being still. And they're opening this mail to get my check and my coupon or whatever, and they're going, today I say yes to opportunity and prosperity and all that is good. I feel like a little bit at a time I'm sending out a good vibe.
Yes.
And I'll never
Yes.
see who got it, but somebody will. There's one for you.
I love it.
So
What a
I
great
can't throw
idea.
them away. I used to just make shopping lists on the back and, use it like scratch paper, but it's too
good.
important. So I send them in a birthday card or a thank you card, and people say, oh, I got your birthday card, thanks. But I love that picture you put in there. That was so beautiful. And so they talk about this, not all the stuff I wrote in the card. They talk about this. So I laugh at life and at myself and choose not to be offended by anyone or anything.
Yeah.
Here's a cute turtle. Anybody like turtles? The pictures are great. I am a radiant being enjoying life to the fullest. Woo! I have many friends who love me and understand my needs. There you go, there's another one. Oh, here's a cute kitten. Play is very important, so today I allow myself to do something fun. My inner child teaches me how to relax and just enjoy it. If you got one you didn't need, pass it on. And after doing this for about 10 years, I now can shift things in my own mind quicker and quicker to make a positive self-talk for myself. So I'm going to go to a dinner party later, and I'm thinking, oh man, they're going to have all the, I heard about the cakes and the cookies that so-and-so's making, and oh man, I always get stuck eating all that stuff, and then the next day, wait a minute. I always choose carefully with my highest good in mind.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Change your thinking.
Okay, anybody else want to, is there more? You could give out
Oh,
more.
I got more. We got time.
Anybody else?
Bunch.
Need one? Come on.
You can pass
Come on.
one.
Of course.
You can have-
Put up your hand if you
You
don't
can
have one. We're
have,
just
you
going
can
to
have
pass
up
them out.
to 15 each. Today I am grateful for life's generosity. I am so blessed.
Yay.
I am a
Okay,
bright,
keep
capable
going, keep
person.
going.
And with my thoughts can create an ever more rewarding life.
Oh,
It is
yay,
healing to
right?
show my emotions. It is safe for me to be vulnerable.
Oh.
There's a little tiny turtle
Denise,
crawling into the
Denise,
ocean.
want that?
Here's two bears, a mama bear and a baby bear.
Wait, she had her hand up.
Every experience I have is perfect for my growth. And sometimes
Oh, yeah.
whether I like
Oh,
it
yeah.
or not.
You want that one?
I want it for my friend.
Okay. Oh, sure, her
She'll
friend.
right.
Her friend.
You have a
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah, we know.
So our liking it is kind of, this is my own personal thought, it's not our teaching, but I had a good friend that used to say in my practitioner training with me, he'd say, everything works out perfectly, whether you like it or not.
That's right.
And then people
Exactly
laugh.
right.
But we would get like, okay, so I hurt my foot the other day. I think, why did I hurt my foot? I fell down the stairs coming out of the Granada Theater, going to the opera. I was just rushing to get out of someone's way. And I can't go to the gym, I can't take a long walk, I think, why did this happen? What a perfect time to work on my taxes. Now I have time. Oh, thanks for the reminder. I am inspired today to discover new visions for my life.
Oh, somebody doesn't want that? Oh.
Here's a little squirrel. My potential is unlimited.
Oh, yeah,
That's
oh,
great.
yeah,
Okay,
good one.
that's mine.
She's taking that one. Okay, you got a couple more? Anybody not have one?
Okay, I got so many more.
You could just
Today,
pass it
I
around.
will
Three more.
very consciously do one thing at a time. I need to keep that one. Will you put that on?
Okay, there you go.
I do work I love, and I am well paid for it.
Anybody want that one?
What's that one?
Yay.
Okay.
Bruce, you want that
Sorry.
one? Bruce?
I watch.
Yeah, Bruce will take it.
Ooh, this is good. I need this one too. I'll read it, but I need this one. I watch what I think and what I eat, and my life improves.
Ooh,
that is so good.
Oh, so good.
You too can get a calendar like this. It doesn't matter what the date is.
It doesn't.
Has
It doesn't.
nothing to do with anything.
It's fabulous.
I easily fit into every area of life. I am an excellent communicator in all situations.
Wow.
And
Okay.
here's a little raccoon. He's so cute. Today I am learning something new, and it is great fun.
Okay, two more and we're done.
Okay, two more and we're done. Here's a
Great
key.
fun.
I love to make others smile. Harmony surrounds me.
That's Roxy's, that's Roxy's.
Today, whenever I need anything, I know it will be provided.
That's right.
Okay, here's the last one. This is
Last
the
one.
best. Here's an eagle flying over the mountain. I now free myself from destructive fears and doubts.
Oh! 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 Everybody wants that one. That's a universal. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I have more later. You can ask.
Yes, if you want more, so don't be shy.
Next time you're a practitioner up here.
I know, right? I know, you like that,
Yeah.
the giving of gifts. All right. Well, getting back to our teaching, there's a class called Financial Freedom. And one of the things we haven't done in a couple of years, I think it's been, or maybe it's only been a year, but we haven't done raising and praising in a long time. And we've done it in practitioner class, we've done it during our core council meetings. And what it does, it helps to shift your life, but it also helps to shift each individual life as well. So as we have been talking about affirmations, how do you want to change your life? What do you want to claim? What do you want to shift? And so raising and praising is like this. There's a little cartoon character, and he raises his hands like this, or her, it's kind of a, can't tell, and then praises like this in the name of love. All right? So I raise blank, I praise blank in the name of love. Okay? So a couple of the things that I thought, wouldn't we all love to raise and praise our lives? Would you like that?
Yeah.
Okay, and now I'm going to have 2 or 3 that we're going to do, but what we're going to do, everybody, let's stand up, because we want to declare this and claim this in our lives. Because part of the thing about energy is that we can shift our lives beautifully. So you just put your hands out, okay? I raise my life, I praise my life. In the name of love. Throw me another one.
Finances.
I raise my finances. I praise my finances. In the name of love. I'm going to do health. I raise my health. I praise my health. In the name of love. I'm going to get some ones that are going to kind of tweak you. I raise my government. I praise my government. In the name of love. I'm going to add one more. I raise the leaders of the world. I raise the leaders of the world. I praise the leaders of the world. In the name of love. Give me another one.
How about the weather and making grass grow again?
Well, let's just praise and raise Mother Earth. Okay? I raise Mother Earth. I praise Mother Earth. In the name of love. And then what else? What else?
Relationships.
Oh, relationships. I raise all my relationships. I praise all my relationships. In the name of love. Give me some more. No? Yeah? Okay, energy. I raise my energy. I praise my energy. in the name of love. I've got another one. I raise and open my heart. I praise and open my heart in the name of love. What else do you want to bring together? Huh?
Wisdom.
Wisdom, perfect. I raise my wisdom. I praise my wisdom in the name of love. Body, your body? Okay. I raise my body. I praise my body in the name of love. What else do you want to claim, people? Oh, that's right. Okay, I got two of them. Okay, I raise my home. I praise my home in the name of love. And this is the next one. I raise my vehicle. I raise my vehicle. I praise my vehicle in the name of love. How about your body weight? Oh, anybody need to declare some goodness about your body weight? Okay, I raise my body weight. I praise my body weight in the name of love. Any more? We're going to close out. Huh?
Boundaries.
Boundaries. I raise my boundaries and I praise my boundaries in the name of love. Okay, last one. I raise my relationship with God. I praise my relationship with God in the name of love. Okay, so a little story I want to share about that. When we were coming together, the two groups in Science of Mind, United and RSI, and we were at a ministers' conference, we raised and praised for about an hour, okay? Because we took, you were with me on that one, weren't you, Bev? And what happened is that we were creating an energy to come together harmoniously, because people are going, rah, 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 you know, as two groups will do, and trying to figure out what are they going to keep, what are they not going to keep, and that sort of thing. So it turned out to be so harmonious because of that, and because of the energy that we all gave it. So today, when you go out into your world, and as you move into your life, think about raising and praising and allowing yourself to shift what you want to shift in your world. And if something is not great, try to find the gold in it. Because as I'm watching these athletes, as I'm watching anybody who has struggled or strained in order to create more excellence in their lives, what they do, they're raising and praising. They're saying, you know what, okay, I'm learning from this and it's going to get better. They're going to have the, what are they called? Paralympics. And I don't know if you all in Canada get Dancing with the Stars, yeah? Do you? Okay. Do you remember the gal, Amy Purdy, that was on there? Okay, Amy has no legs. She has, from here, from her knees down, and she danced on her fake legs. Okay? I'm getting chills. And that's the beauty of our nature, that we are so powerful and strong. And I can't remember what sport she was in. Could have been skiing, I think. She was a downhill skier. And she had got some kind of a illness, and they had to cut her legs off from here. And so she said, you know, she had different little legs and feet for everything that she did during the dance. It was so inspirational. And what those games are all about, it's about these people feeling whole, perfect, and complete like we do, except they get to excel at something. And then if you see the guys playing hockey, did you see that? They're on one ski, and that's how they play. Some of these guys were serving the country. Some of the guys they had an accident, some were born that way. But the coach said one thing, and I love this. And one guy, he says, you know what, you're going to play a lot better if you have white shoelaces instead of black. And the guy says, I'm not using my legs. And he goes, never mind, coach, I'll get the white shoelaces. He got the white shoelaces, and they won.
Wow.
Because in his mind, see, that's the power of positive thinking. That's what we teach in Science of Mind here, is that when we shift and we use that, he was using positive thinking with his guys all of the time. And the other reason why we raised and praised today is that we connect to Spirit that way. We connect to God this way. And that's how we create more of a I'm going to say a sticky vibration in order for more of that good to come into our lives. Because I know in my life, I get negative, of course. But then as we get negative, and I can't remember what was the thing, we attract something into our lives in order for us to have more joy and learn from it. You go, well, I don't want to learn from that. Well, if you don't learn from that, you're going to get something bigger, okay? So I'd rather take the one that's presenting in front of me. I'd rather take that one, learn from it, and grow than have to get hit with ones that are really painful. I'll take the little ones all day long, and I'll shift and grow from there. And that's really what it's all about. So this week, think about raising and praising. Something's going to happen. And I can't remember, there was somebody, her son got into a problem, and she was upset about it, and I said, well, let's raise and praise your son, because you're lucky you got one, okay? And there's a lot of people that would want children, so there's always looking for the gold and finding, what can we shift? How can we change? Exactly. And how can we see the good in any situation and praise it? If we can see the good in it, you're going to see the gold like you would never believe. So my beloveds, what are you going to raise and praise this week? What do you want to raise and praise?
Myself.
Myself, that's right. And raise and praise yourselves, raise and praise your life, your family. And then as you do that, watch the energy shift in your life. Watch how things will change. And I can't tell you what they will be. Email us and let us know. But God has a plan for you, and it's God's good pleasure to give you the kingdom of heaven on earth. And that's all I'm saying. So thank you, beloveds. Thank you for being here and playing. We had a great time today. And I raise you and I praise you. So it is. Okay, and we have